SharePoint 2010 Training. Part 11. Adding and Monitoring Online Discussions. By the end of this video, users will be able to explain the educational benefits of different types of online discussions, identify best practices for online discussions, post initial discussion board topics, explain what threading and collapsing threads are, and set email alerts for discussion boards. So one of the most powerful functions in SharePoint is the ability to use online discussion boards. There are a whole host of educational benefits for using online discussion boards, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to a site that will give you some resources. So if we use a Google search and we specify it by domain, we can pin down to academic institutions research based on various studies that shows that classroom discussions are a good idea in the classroom. So if we put in benefits of discussion boards in education, right? And then we specify it to this domain, site.edu, then the only things that'll come up will be sites that are from higher education institutions. The reason that we're going to go to the very first one on the list here is because it's actually got a host of other resources for you. So if we click on that one, what you'll see is that there are a number of studies down here that actually support the ways that you could use discussion boards in your classroom. And if we look at what some of these benefits are, they are students are more likely to utilize critical thinking skills. Students participate more regularly and in a more thoughtful manner than they would normally do in a face-to-face instruction setting, especially in large enrollment classes. And one of the things that I'll throw in here is that this is true more for your kids who wouldn't normally participate in a regular classroom discussion. You will see far more participation by them in an online setting. Students develop a stronger sense of classroom community. And if you can make that happen if you leverage the discussion board well. Students are more likely to cite research and class readings, and this is absolutely true because they will have the ability to go and actually pull those resources for each other. Students achieve greater cognitive and exploratory learning. Faculty members spend less time answering questions because you do have more students that will answer questions that other students have, and then students have a greater sense of race and gender-based equality. Now, as we go a little bit further into this, none of this stuff happens on its own. You have to be in charge of it. So if we click on where it says improving the use of discussion boards, you'll see that there are three main methods that you should be using. One is to practice good discussion board moderation techniques, and there's a whole list of those right here that can help you out. The second method is defining a rubric by which the student comments will be assessed, and then making sure that the students understand what those expectations are. Because if the students don't understand the rubric that they're going to be graded on, they have a tendency not to post quite as well as they could. Now, you should go ahead and look at the link that is down at the bottom of the page right now, because that link will show you this page right here, and it'll give you the ability to access all of these different links that are on this side. Everything that's on this side is research-based, so you will be raring to go in your classroom. Now, I was just going to throw this up here. This is a picture of some class discussions that I had with my students last year, and one of the things that I found kind of liberating about having an online discussion board is that I had the ability to have lots and lots and lots of responses on a discussion board, but in addition to that, I could have all of my students, whether they were in period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doesn't really matter. I can have them all participate on the same discussion board, and that can be very powerful for everybody because now we have removed the barrier of the four walls in our classroom, and we have actually opened up learning to all of our students. So I just wanted to throw this up here so that you can see that you can get a lot of responses to a discussion question. Not all of my classes responded to each one of these, but a lot of my classes responded to various prompts that I had. So now we need to learn how you actually go about setting up a discussion board. And that's very easy. On your main page here, down at the bottom, you can see that it says Team Discussion. And you can click on where it says Add New Discussion. That will work the same way as adding a new anything else that's up there. I'm going to show you a different way to do it. You can do this one. That one is fairly self-explanatory. You can also do it by going into where it says Discussions up here. And the reason that I'm going to show you how to do it this way is because once you have started to populate your discussion boards in here, you as the classroom teacher will be able to go ahead and scroll over, and you'll be able to see what your initial question was. As you get more and more responses, this will actually turn into a drop-down tree structure so that you can see what all of the different responses have been. To start a new discussion, you simply go and click on where it says New Discussion. It asks you for your subject, so I'm just going to put in test, and then down here in the body I'm going to write, this is a test of the way that discussion boards work. Now you have all of your regular editing tools that are available in the ribbon up at the top right here, so you can go in and you can make things bold, or you can make things stand out. You can work with your centering and moving around and all that sort of stuff, and then when you get finished you simply go in and you say save. And what that's going to do is that is now going to add that to our discussion board up here. You can see that we have no responses to any of the ones that I've put up. I'm going to show you one of my discussion boards that I've already populated so that you can see kind of what it looks like. So this right here is a discussion board question that I'm actually asking my kids. I've linked out to external resources right here. You can see that. I actually have optional resources down here. Each one of these is a separate hyperlink the students can go to. You'll notice that I've used bold in certain places in order to draw attention, and that I am telling the students when they have to post by. I'm also telling them, that these sorts of comments will not be good enough. I also have made available in my shared documents a rubric that shows what good quality discussion board postings are. You can see that I have requirements here that they have to respond to the prompt above, and then by the next week they have to respond to at least 2 of their peers. It is a really good idea to give the students minimums. That's actually research based. You need to give them minimum requirements for the posting. Many of your students will exceed that, but you need to at least give them the minimums. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit this item so that you can see how I added my hyperlinks. Once I go in and I highlight a couple of words, so I might highlight right here where it says high school, and if I wanted to insert a hyperlink, I would simply go up and I would say insert, and I could put in a link, and I can do it from an address, and I simply type in the link right here. So I might do a link to my high school, d11.org/Doherty, and as soon as I say OK here, what's going to happen is that will be turned into a link on that main page. So here I am, and I say OK, and now you see that is an active hyperlink now. Please make sure that you are hyperlinking out to sources that the students will find valuable. You can also insert things like pictures, or you can even insert video and audio into here, so that you could give them a video, or you could give them a picture and you could have them look at that, so that they had that as the prompt that they're responding to. And then as soon as you're done, you simply go up and you say save. Now the way that your students will most likely respond to these discussions is that they will come over, and you see that there is this little one right here, this little call out right here, but you can see there's a call out that has a little plus sign. If we hit that, it will load up what I had posted, but then we can also type in right here, this talk was amazing, right? And then we could say save. And now you'll see that because that one had been modified most recently, that now there is this little tree structure right here. So now this one shows up underneath that. Now if I want to, I can hide that so that it's a little bit cleaner on the interface. I can also, if I hover over, you'll see that I can see this one. If I open this up, you'll see that I can hover and I can see what the response was from this person as well. So that's kind of the way that your discussions are set up in SharePoint. If you want to be emailed so that you know when each one of these is being updated, and as a teacher you absolutely do, you simply come over and you say create an alert for this post. You would do it on your initial post, and then you have all sorts of options here. You can have it automatically send alerts to you. You'll be automatically populated because you'll be logged in. You can set the alert title up here, and that will be the subject in the email that you get. You can add additional people if you are having a discussion that multiple people need to see. You can add other people here. You simply go to where it says Browse, and then you would type in the name of the other teacher that you want to see this. So I might look up another teacher that I would want to see this. I click on their name and then I say add. I say OK. And now you'll see that that person is now on the list right there. Now, down here, you can also have it text message you if you really want to. I find that a daily email suffices. Originally, when you're starting off, it's a good idea to click to click all changes. It's always a good idea to click all changes, but it is a good idea when you're very, very first starting off to have this little one down here on, so that you can show the students that you get this notification immediately. But then as soon as they know that that happens, it's a good idea to go ahead and hit send a daily summary. You can push it out and you can say send me a weekly summary. I find that the weekly summary isn't good enough, because if kids put up things that maybe they shouldn't, a week is a long time before I'm actually notified of all of their changes that have been made, unless I'm keeping up on the discussion board daily. Should be keeping up on it daily. I find it easiest, again, just to do it through the email, though. I generally set the time to be, late, so that I'm not getting emails, right around dinner time. But that's totally up to you. You can set it for early in the morning. You can set it for late at night. Completely up to you. And then you simply come down and you say, okay. And now I've got an alert set up. As soon as this discussion board is modified, the system will start keeping track of it, and it will send me an email at the end of the day. And so that is kind of the way that you set up and manage your discussion boards. Again, please go back and check out this site right here, as they have lots of other information on here that is research-based that can help you out as you get into some of the other functions of SharePoint as well.